Yo people, what's going on? And welcome to Real Reasonings with Verbz. Yeah man, back again. So listen man, before I get into it, I just want to say, make sure you subscribe to the Verbz and Uncle YouTube channel, man. It's a must. Every mickle makes a muckle. Every little subscription makes a difference. Trust me, I cannot emphasize on this enough. Make sure you like this video as well. You know how the thing goes already, man. But listen, hope all of you guys are good and you've had a good week. We've had some good sun. A lot of people act up in the sun hot, so just make sure you lot keep yourselves safe out there, man, because, yeah, some barbaric behavior goes on when the sun gets to people's heads, do you get what I'm saying? But after the last Real Reasonings with Verbz that I recorded by myself, called Black TikTok Dysfunction, I had a few messages from people. The feedback was pretty good, to be honest with you. A lot of them said that they liked the way that I delivered that, which is a big positive. You know, I hadn't recorded a solo one for a while. So to get feedback like that is good. And it just reminds me of why I do content, because I just want to reach out to people and get a message out there and get people thinking, man. Bring people back to a place where common sense was common sense. Read between the lines. Don't buy into the bullshit, if you get what I'm saying. But this topic that I want to speak about today is it's regarding the multiple cases of SA, as they call it on social media, especially TikTok, sexual abuse. The multiple cases of sexual abuse that British black men seem to be getting accused of. Uh-oh. You know, I don't want to get into the formalities of whether they've done it or not, because the reality of the matter is none of us were there. So when you see these things pop up like they have been with LV the General, what's that guy's name again? The first one that's in Australia, I forgot his name, you know. And then recently we've had Micheal Ward and Rasheed from Linkup TV. I don't know these guys. I'm just saying what I see. I'm just speaking about what I see. But I haven't looked into their cases in depth, you know. But what I wanted to address with this situation, because I see a lot of people talking about it, other content creators, podcasters talking about it. But what I wanted to talk about, the spin that I want to put on it is, I think it's high time that we hold the men involved definitely accountable for putting themselves in those situations, and if they done it, for carrying out these heinous acts. And we also need to hold the women accountable, even though sexual abuse is something that I can never condone and say it is a woman's fault. I can't say that. I just can't bring myself to say that. And the reason why I cannot do that is because I have got a daughter, I've got female family members, a mum, aunties, so on, so forth. If that happened to them, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and sit here and say I would enjoy people talking about they deserved it if they were in those situations. So I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to do the same thing to anybody else. However, we're living in a time where people are not activating common sense. They're not. Do you get what I'm saying? If we see video footage of men targeting vulnerable women in society, we're supposed to know the level of risk that's out there. We're supposed to know this. If we can see footage on social media, CCTV footage that we see everything, whether it's stabbings or shootings or whatever, but we also see predatory behavior from men courting, harassing, and attempting to sexually abuse women. We see these footages, and if we can see them, why are we not activating common sense and moving a little bit better from the awareness that we have, from the information that we obtain? Why are we not? The reason why I say that is because a lot of the podcasters and content creators are talking about it from a man's perspective, in terms of they're focusing on the men. Why are these rapper guys, these content creating guys who are quite successful in the UK, allowing themselves to be caught in this situation or in these situations. Why are they not settled down with a wife where they don't have to be running around trying to be a gallus and increasing their chances of catching a rape case or being attached to some type of sexual abuse? But my thing as well is the women. They're right about the men, but we hear that a lot. And I'm probably going to cover that later on. My thing is the women. We're living in a time where we hear grown-ass women from all demographics, all races, saying stuff like, if I wanted to wear skimpy clothes and have my boobs spilling out or my arse cheeks hanging out, then no man has the right to approach me and touch me. Which is right. It's fully right. I completely agree. Some of them even give the same example, but will say it as if they were naked, if they wanted to walk street with no clothes on, stalkers, no man has the right to approach them or sexually abuse them. And they're right. But the reality of the matter is, we see on social media the type of predators, rapists we have in society. We see them in Britain alone, the UK alone. We see them. I mean, we have guys like this.
Excuse me. What? You've just been taking photos of us. Really? Yes, you have. Oh, we've got videos of you doing it. Yes, we have. Oh, the security's coming. Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. Come on then. Excuse me. You're walking, you're taking photos of us? Yes, well, the police are on their way. So I suggest you show us your phone then, if you've got nothing to hide. Come on, show us your phone if you've got nothing to hide. You dirty pervert. Show us your phone. The police are coming. Got pictures, videos of you doing it. You dirty old man.
Men who are in clothing stores, in the women's changing room section with their phones, recording women getting changed in the changing room from underneath the curtain of the changing room or over the top of the changing room booth. We have men like this in society. It's disgraceful behavior. So why would women, especially older women, who I would assume have the rhetoric that they've adopted from the feminist movement, the modern feminist movement, why are these women saying statements like this? And when they have daughters, they're saying things like, oh, if my daughter wanted to dress with no clothes on, she can express herself and no man should trouble her. Is that a reality? Is it? Do you really see sense in that argument? I get what you're trying to say, but in reality, do you really see sense in that argument? Do you? Because I would question you if you do. And I think you're living in a bit of a delusion if you think that way of thinking is a good way of bringing up your daughter and empowering her to go out with no clothes on, next to no clothes on. Whether she's slim, whether she's athletic, whether she's medium build, whether she's voluptuous, whether she's fat, or should I say overweight. Excuse me if I offended anybody. But why would you push that rhetoric or that mindset on your child? Why would you push that rhetoric or that mindset on yourself? Why do some of these women put themselves in situations where they're working with these content creators who are very successful, big names, big brands, got their money, got their sponsorships on the billboards, all over social media, all on adverts, hosting shows, all sorts? Why do these women who work alongside them or come across them put themselves in situations where they're getting into a vehicle with these guys when these guys are obviously making some sort of flirtatious advances towards them? Let's not be silly here. The Micheal Ward situation, I don't know the formalities in depth because I haven't bothered, truth be told, to look into it. But from what I'm aware of, he was making his feelings towards the girl quite known. It looked like a link up. It sounded like a link up to some extent. A woman knows when a man is behaving like he likes her. A man knows when a woman is behaving like he likes her. You know this. Somebody saying to you, oh, let me give you a lift or follow me to this party or whatever. There's different ways that people deliver that message that will make you realize that this guy sees me as a friend and he only wants a few people out with him, a positive, good vibing group where when he goes to the rave and he's a well-known person, he has a good group with him, or he has a few people with him and he feels safe that he's in with that group and he can rave with that collective of people rather than being pestered by people outside. When people see you when you're a name with a group of people in a club, they pester you less. But then when there's men who are a name, rappers, content creators, whatever, successful, and they're talking to you like, yeah, let's go to the club, and they're saying it in a way like they want to get you home afterwards, I think most people can pick up those cues. That's what I think. Unless you're being naive and ignoring red flags. And if they are ignoring red flags, if these women are ignoring red flags, why are they ignoring red flags? That's the question we have to ask. Why? Is it because you fancy the person who is successful? Is it because you value being around him because he's a brand? Is it because you are the type of woman, because there are these out there, is it because you are the type of woman who will spend the night with my man and even probably get into some kind of sexual frolics with my man because he has money and he can give you a lifestyle treatment in that night that he's with you? And if you go to the hotel with him, you might get a lifestyle in a hotel. You might order room service, champagne, whatever not. And then afterwards, because you know him, you hope that he has links where he can push you through the industry or get you into clubs off of his name, or you go to events that he's at, even if you are not an official couple. You just link and fuck. Because there's women out there like that, blood. Let's be real. Let's not be dumb. So my thing is, if these women are around these successful guys and these guys are being flirtatious to them, how are these women landing themselves in situations where I'm hearing things like, he put me on his lap and he was kissing me and my mouth was closed. But why didn't you move? If he was completely against it, why didn't you give some kind of indication that you didn't like it? I don't know, a squirm, or turn your face away, or I'm not saying keeping your mouth closed when a man's kissing you is not an indication that you don't like it, because it is to me. But there's men out there that will look at it like, even though your mouth is closed and he's trying to push his tongue through your lips, you're not getting up and physically removing yourself. You're not putting your hand in his face and saying no. Or you're not trying to create some kind of safe distance between yourself, or removing yourself to another seat, or, I don't know, getting up and walking away, or whatever it is, a clearer indication. Because one could argue, if you're sitting on his lap because he put you on his lap, couldn't you have got up off of his lap when he put you there? Did he pin you on his lap so you couldn't move? You got in a car with my man. When you got in a car with my man and you sat next to him in the back seat of the car, and he started to touch you or put his hand up your thighs or touch your private parts or whatever, you could have said, I want to swap seats. Or, can you stop the car? Let me get out of the car. I'm going to make my own way home. You could have said something. But the common denominator in these situations that I feel happens, I'm not saying all of them, but the couple that I've heard recently, is that these females, these women, these young women stayed. If you stay, what do you think is going to happen? It's not right. It's not right. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm not saying that it is right for it to happen, because I'm all for women's safety. But if you stay, don't you feel that you increase the risks of this man's predatory behavior or egotistical behavior? Oh, I'm rare. I'm a big brand. Everybody knows me. Girls like me. Girls know I've got money. They don't say no to me. They flock to me. Give me what I want. Give me what the rest of the girls usually give me. You can't be different from those other girls. You're not a good girl. You're following me. You're trying to exploit me. If you're exploiting me because you want to spend time with me and have me spend my money on you, let me exploit you in exchange. Doesn't make it right, but this is how some men think. And I think it's high time that young women pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the red flags, as they call it, and say, you know what, I need to remove myself. You know what, I need to scream. You know what, I need to get up off of his lap. Do you know what, I need to switch seats in the car. Do you know what, I need to ask him to stop the vehicle and let me get out. Even if you style it out, can we stop off at the nearest shop? I'm thirsty. If you're in a car with him and he's trying to touch you and he stops at the shop and you get out, and when you go to the shop now, you refuse to leave the shop. There's security in the shops maybe. There's other people in the shops. He can't trouble you like that. From when I was young, I'm going to nightclubs and wine bars, and I wasn't a celebrity. I had a confidence, and I know of women that used to somewhat throw themselves at me. Women throw themselves at you for any sort of, what's the word? Popularity. They throw themselves at you when you're popular for various different things. You could be a popular roadman. I've seen roadman do it, man in a gang, men in gangs, gang members, whatever you want to call them. There's gang members who have names for themselves because they rob everything on sight, rob everyone on sight, beat up people, stab people, whatever they do, shop food, drive nice cars, wear nice clothes.
Real bad man.
And girls in the local area will see those gang members and they've heard their name, that gang member's name ringing around in society, and they see them. And because those guys are well known, those girls will walk past and be like, let's just say his name was Chemo. Hey, Chemo. You're right. That's what they do. So, Ra, what are you saying? I'm good, you know, babe. And they stop and talk to them. Why? Because when Chemo goes and talks to the girl and she's with her peers start getting jealous. Like, oh, Ra, like he's talking to you. I wish he was talking to me. Do you get me? Then when she gets with the Chemo geezer, it's a weird name still, but when she gets with him, those girls will be walking around talking about, yeah, my friend, she goes out with Chemo. Even though they know that Chemo has bare different gal. It's got multiple children, stabs man, shoots man, sells food, whatever. They will still be walking around like it's a badge of honor to know a friend that's dealing with Chemo. So are these friends enabling that girl to put herself in that position then? To make herself vulnerable? Because it looks like that to me. That's what I'd say. You know, you have situations like this. Let me give you another example of where women enable women to do crazy stuff or make themselves vulnerable to people who are well known or successful. Let's talk about people like Chris Brown. Usher. These men can perform at a concert, and because they're a global brand, it's different because they're entertainers, but still they're well known. Stay with me here. They're well known. These men can hold a concert, walk up to any female in the audience, or ask females who wants to come on stage with me. Batches of girls, groups of women, all ages go to the concert together. They all start screaming when they hear Chris Brown or Usher say that. Then Usher or Chris Brown will go down into the audience or get their security to go around and pick a girl that they think or a woman that they think Usher or Chris Brown wants to bring on the stage, wants to stand with, wants to perform with, the woman or the girl goes on the stage. And when they go on the stage, they know, not even they know, they're happy, they're okay to be seduced, rubbed down, touched, felt up, gyrated on, by these men that they do not know because they have their albums in their house or they stream their albums on YouTube or they watch their music videos or they bought their ticket or their fans. And when Chris Brown or Usher gyrates themselves on these women or these girls or feeds them cherries, the women start responding in the most sexualized manner. Entertaining it because he's well known. And while they're entertaining it, sometimes you'll even see Chris Brown or Usher put their lips on a girl, kiss a girl sensually. Sometimes these girls have got husbands at home. And while this is happening, you'll hear thousands of women in the audience cheering and egging it on. Go on, girl. Get your time with Usher. Get your time with Chris Brown. Be willing to risk it all. That's their saying, you know. I was ready to risk it all. You can't make this shit up. You can't. And the reason why I talk about this is because I think this falls in line with the attitude that women have. Not all, some. This falls in line with the attitude that some of these women have. That's quite toxic, where they will put themselves in vulnerable positions with men who are of, whether it's local, small level, big level, social media, whatever, celebrity or well-known or popular status. They'll put themselves around these men because of the popularity, because of the money, knowing that they're going to be in a vulnerable position. And the risk is, they're going to get touched. The man's going to pursue them. I'm not saying any woman would go there because they would hope that a guy's going to rape them, because that's just the maddest thing to say. I don't even think even the worst woman would want to sign up for that. But I'm saying they know that the man might put his hands on her bottom. He might try and touch her boom boom. He might try and kiss her. He might try and ask for oral sex. Whatever. And a lot of the times these women go and link these guys alone or with one other friend. And they've gone with this well-known person who has an entourage of brethren. And they've jumped in their little 7-seater vehicle or their coach that they've got, blacked out coach that they've got. And just those two girls have gone in the flipping blacked out coach or 7-seater vehicle with another 6 man. Isn't that vulnerability, blood? It sounds like vulnerability to me. Sounds like it. Do you get me? And although I'm saying like that, right, you know what? These women should know the signs, see the red flags, and if a man's trying to kiss her against her will, remove yourself. It's not all the time it works that way. Because sometimes these guys might be really good at flirting with them or convincing them, and the girls end up doing something with them because they actually are made to feel like this guy's into me. Even if he doesn't want to wife me, he's into me, and she's willing to do something with him for the night. That's up to her. That's cool. But the next day she can wake up and feel like, you know what? He took advantage of me. I get that. But I'm just saying, if a man is a well-known personality, celebrity, entertainer, social media presence, rapper, producer, whatever, and these women see them in a club, or these women are working with them, or these women are part of their street team, or these women see them in the shopping centre when they're going shopping, and they approach them, and the man them ask them, oh, come around us, man, come party tonight, and rare. And it's just you and your 3 girls, just to say you and 2 other girls make 3. And this guy's with 5 man. And he's like, you aren't going to the club tonight, man, bring your friends. And you go there, and when you go there, it's still 5 man, and you 3 girls. You're still in a vulnerable situation, because you don't know them from nowhere. If that was an ordinary man who was average looking, but he had a nice personality and he was quite charismatic, and he asked you the same thing, you met him at a shopping centre and you was talking to him maybe at the counter when you're paying for your clothes, cracking a few jokes, and he's like, "Rah, what you lot doing? Man's going to the club tonight, you lot should come." And he's with 5 man and you're with 2 other of your friends, you lot making a group of 3, the likelihood is you wouldn't go. And why wouldn't you go? Because he is not popular. He is not a popular person from what you know of. He's not famous. He's not successful. He's not a celebrity. That's why you wouldn't go. But if it was an average man and he had the fame, the popularity, the money behind him, I think those type of women would chance it. And I think this is why we end up seeing these situations a lot all over social media with various different men. It's not good. And I think a lot of these women need to take a rain check and hold themselves accountable for the silly decisions that they're making. They don't deserve to be raped. None of them do. Even if they are loose and willing to free up the thing. If they say no, they say no. They don't deserve to be raped. Man them. Let me get at you lot now. You man who have got status, you're a brand, you're successful, whatever you do, and you put yourselves around women, or you have links to women who work with you, or whether their fans throw themselves at you, whatever not, and you want to be around them and link them and whatever not. You don't need to learn to read the room better. You don't need to control your sexual urges. You don't need to exercise sexual discipline. Because if it was a man doing the same thing that you lot do to your sister, you'd be vexed. And you'd want to go kill him. You'd put yourself happily in prison to get revenge to the man that did that to your sister. I know you would. But how comes when it's another woman, all of a sudden your will to do what's right, that switch turns off? And as long as you can get what you get, that becomes your prime focus. That becomes your main goal. That's all that matters. That's not how it's supposed to go, bruv. You're supposed to learn to read the fucking room.
Real bad man.
Women go off of energy. Women go off of vibes. Women go off of spirituality. If they don't feel right, if they don't feel happy, if they don't feel comfortable, if they don't feel a connection, if they don't feel an attraction, they're not going to want to do things with you. And sometimes even when they feel all of those things that might make them want to do things with you, it could turn off later on. And you as the man have to protect yourself and identify that it's turned off now. I can't go no further. This is risky. Plus you don't know her from anywhere. So even if she was ready and willing to do anything with you anyway, you don't know if she's got a man. Even if she says she ain't got one, she could be lying, blood. And that might be none of your business, like Positive K said. What's your man got to do with me? I got a man. I'm not trying to hear that, see? You might think like that. But that's of no benefit to you, because if she's got a man, you do a thing with her. Once you lot finish doing your whole didgeridoo in the sheets and that, and juices get released and, your mind is now in that state of calm because all those sexual endorphins have released and gone away from you, and now you're relaxed and you can see clearly now the rain has gone, like Jimmy Cliff. She might start feeling guilty because she knows she was at the club in a public space and somebody may have seen her with you. Or worst off, one of the photographers in the club may have took a snap to put on his profile on social media, and you were standing next to that geezer all night. Now your boyfriend's going to find out. And when her boyfriend finds out, she can't tell her boyfriend that, right, you know what, I was up for this. It's my mistake. I was loose. She's going to want to make the boyfriend believe that maybe she was intoxicated. And sometimes they are. Or the guy took advantage of me. So sometimes they scream rape rather than tell the truth to get out of it. And because you did a thing with her and you have no idea whether she has a man or not, because you don't know her, now the shit hits the fan. Shit's just flying all over the place, it's splattering, airbrushing up the place, bruv. It's a mess for you. It's a mess. Now the media's on you and you lose everything. Because you black man that's putting yourself in these situations, you have to understand that you're not the same as everybody else. When you lot get these accusations attached to you, whether they're true or they're false, they stick to you, blood. Yeah, they stick to you. Even before you've hit the courthouse and the verdict has been read out that you're guilty or you're innocent, before you even get a court date, the media, the public are judge, jury and executioner on your situation and saying you're guilty, and all of these sponsorships that you've got, companies that you're working with and all that, they all pull themselves away from you and leave you in the dock like no clerk, blood. Then you're finished. Because you're black. You're not going to get a second chance. And even when you serve your time and you come out, you're still not going to be able to utilize your talent to make money again. You're blackballed forever. And you lot still recklessly throw it away. Find yourselves a woman. Even if you don't want to wifey somebody, find yourselves a woman who you know that anytime you need something, you have a mutual agreement. You're both keeping yourself clean because you're not sleeping around the place. And anytime you two both need to come together because you both have high sex drives, you're both willing to link up and do what you're doing. Find somebody like that's in your best interest. Or if you can't do that, then go and pay for a prostitute.
My God!
I don't advocate that, but go and pay for a prostitute, a proper one, not the ones that stand out on the street. Go to one of them places where they're clean. They have their sexual health tests all the time. But even so, bring your rubber and go pay her money, go deal with the prostitute. At least you know you're not going to get a rape case because that's consensual. As long as you stick within the prostitute's boundaries, it's consensual. You hear me? Go do that. Save yourself some time, save yourself some bother, and preserve your career. Because right about now, you lot are trying to throw it all away like Barrington Levy, blood. That's exactly what you're doing. Because of your lack of sexual discipline, your perversions are getting the better of you. Let me tell you this before I go. A man without sexual discipline is not really a man. I'm going to leave you with that one. Listen, people. Subscribe to the Verbz and Uncle YouTube channel and like this video. Share this video. Because it's a message that I feel people need to hear. You get me? Listen, people, I'm your boy Verbz. I'm gone. Big up yourselves.